Hello, Stephen White, Steve White's 89 here. I thought I'd have a look at the reviews for Madonna's Madame X tour. She's been going for a week. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the shows were pretty much private, and she didn't invite the press in until Thursday, and that's when we started to see reviews. And they are shockingly good. Madonna normally gets trashed in the press. She normally gets age shamed, and just crap basically. So I'm kind of surprised how good some of the reviews are. I'm not surprised that she's good. I'm just surprised that they're acknowledging it. But there's a few people who are going a bit over the top. I'll start off with them so I can bitch about them and then move on to the good stuff. Now, drownmadonna.com has a quote from The Sun. With her Madame X tour, Madonna has redefined modern pop concerts as we know them and puts young superstars in the shade with her daring routines and incredible vocal range. No, I love Madonna, but she hasn't redefined. She's doing a concert. She's doing a theatre style show. It's been done many times before. I've seen a few myself. She hasn't reinvented the wheel. She may have done it beautifully, but that's just too much. And Madonna's incredible vocal range, she doesn't have an incredible vocal range. We all know this. She has an acceptable vocal range, and the thing about Madonna is she's always had something to say, so it didn't really matter that she wasn't doing it in Mariah Carey levels. So we don't need to act like she's suddenly Celine Dion when she's never going to be. So that's a level of ridiculousness that just makes everything just not credible. So I hate it when Madonna fans go overboard and act like she's a god or a saint or Celine Dion vocals. I mean, she's not. She can sing. When she actually sits instead of dancing the whole time, her vocals are fine. She has a beautiful voice. She's a baritone. I just, you don't need to oversell and act like she's something she's not. So I saw that and I just wanted to vomit. Because everything else I'd seen up to that was good but seemed honest. But this is just, either someone is writing this for Madonna, or they are just so delusional as fans they can't actually just see objectively and see that she does have limits and she's not flawless. So now that that little piece of vomit has gotten past me, I think I need to go on to other things so I don't make this all a negative review. I'm just trying to move. Okay, so let's go to probably the shortest review that I got because I'm not subscribed, which was the Sunday Times. Madonna review, intimate, risk-taking, rapturously performed. So that's good. Madonna's show was a blend of physical theatre, political sermon, club night and royal audience. Well, she's still got it. Not just the musical chops, but the ability to surprise. Madonna's show at the 3,000 capacity Brooklyn Academy of Music which comes to London for 15 nights in January, is 2 hours of intimate risk-taking rapturously performed. A reoccurring theme was a quote from James Baldwin that artists should disturb. The words punched onto the screen by a woman on a typewriter. Madonna has always liked to see herself as an agitator, but that often gets lost in the bigger shows. Here, the 61-year-old could, of course I have to mention that, could communicate directly with a vocal audience who were all the more engaged for being parted from their phones, fuck off, which were sealed in special pouches at the door. And that's all I got of that article. But I'm surprised already how positive people are being. Now, Variety has some nice pictures, like the one of Lourdes, which we've all seen, projected. Concert review, Madonna's Madame X is a political spectacle and a test of fans' indulgence. Stop raping the patriarchy, Madonna, clad in a sequin-encrusted Revolutionary War costume, shouted at the sold-out crowd at the Brooklyn Academy of Music's Howard Gilmore Opera House on Thursday night. Like the Madame X character she created for her 14th album, the Madonna, who has opted for a theatre residency after 37 years of touring stadiums and arenas, is playing with multiple dualities, and like the alter egos at the centre of the album that dominate the concert, that dominates the concerts. The show itself has a range of identities. The Times It's performance. At times, it's performance art, a political rally, a comedy show, a church, and even her home is Lisbon. Church and even her home is Lisbon, which inspired. Okay, this is not just me reading this badly. There's actually some typos. Um, so yes, Lisbon inspired a record. We all know that. And Madonna is everything from a political activist and aspire to a comedian and a cha-cha dancer on the stage. So why not mix sequins with a get-up Thomas Jefferson might have spotted while trying to protect women's rights? Sported. And she really never lets us forget us. Madonna is calling the shots with Madame X. This show has plenty else besides, and for her, this means attempting to use her privilege and power to enact change while still owning her artistry, even if it is inexplicable at times. I can't read the whole thing out. I'm not that good at reading, and it's way too long. Like the rest of the two nights Madonna's residency, which opened Tuesday, but waited till Thursday to invite the press, attendees were required to lock their phones away entirely for the 2-hour performance. I'm not here to be loved. I'm here to be free, she says during the show, and part of that freedom apparently means not being photographed on anyone's cell phone still. She knows the rule is controversial, so she takes the opportunity to auction off one Polaroid of herself she takes on stage for audience member for $1,000. On opening night, it was Rosie O'Donnell. Another part of being free is playing a set focused on the present, not dominated by old material. And she's done that for most of her tours in recent years, blah, blah, we all know this. While longtime fans were probably prepared for this, it's almost cruel. A few songs from Madge's earlier career, Madge, now that's an indication of their attitude, but the review's been pretty good so far. She included Express Yourself, Papa Don't Preach, but they're largely cut down to a minute, while the MadameX tracks are done in full, so they're more like just lines that she's just done. They talk about her age. The present Madonna is also 61, and the move from stadiums to arenas to a far more intimate setting reflects that as well. She's more than capable of dancing, but the demanding routines of the choreography of a stadium tour would require maybe off the table instead. I'm not sure if they are, but I don't think anyone will pay to have her do that. I don't think they will invest in her to do that. I think she's still capable of doing it, though. I mean, it's only been 5 years since Rebel Heart, and she had no problem handling that tour. Instead, the set is steeped in political commentary. For the opening of the set, she provides another duality, a James Baldwin credo, and gunshots to introduce her anti-firearm disco anthem Gun Control, which sees the pop icon prompting the audience to wake up. Soon enough, she's taken on an espionage persona in I Don't Search, I Find, with a Noir-style narrative where of course, the vocoder, she can't keep away from that. It's used as an interrogation tool and is hiding in plain sight as blonde bombshell spy with Vogue. Later, she becomes a Lisbon club singer. Yes, we've seen photos from that, and it looks beautiful. I don't know how they managed to do that with projections. They must have more extensive sets than just the main staircase, but it's hard to tell from one or two images. Putting her own spin on Portuguese genre fado, backed by... Oh, so she's got the grandson of a classic singer from Fado, okay. Gaspar Varela, I don't know how to say that, and invited a group of Batuque, I can't pronounce that. I know the song is Batuque, but Batuque, I'm not going to pronounce it. So she, as we know, brought her, I call them her Batuca women up, but apparently I've been saying that wrong. So whether it's more sequins or nun garb during a choir-backed performance of Like a Prayer, or alternating her famous lyric, I'm keeping my baby, to I'm not keeping my baby in Papa Don't Preach, even the small moments of nostalgia are brought into MadameX era and ethos. Yet the most undeniably striking moment from the evening was the performance of Frozen. Everyone's talking about that, where the legend sat inside a black and white hologram of her daughter Lourdes, reimagining the song from 1998's music video, bringing the stirring ballad to the present into the present. It's not a hologram; it's just a projection. She's sitting on the stage, and they've projected Lourdes on the background. It's not a hologram. There was talk that she was going to use holograms in this, but we haven't seen any signs of that. So I hate it when they get things wrong, because then it makes you doubt the rest of the article. Oh, this is so long I can't read it all. Basically, they're saying it's a good show. Let's move on to someone else. Rolling Stone. I didn't realise how long that was. Rolling Stone. Why Madonna? They asked the question, why Madonna's MadameX tour is the gloriously insane mess of your dreams. Let's see. As always, she focuses on new material, doing almost all of the erratic MadameX. Alas, no bitch I'm Lorca. I always think bitch I'm Lorca, the character from Star Trek Discovery, because that bitch was Lorca. But the most powerful moment came where she revamped the classics Vogue, became a B-movie fantasia with a troupe of femme fatales in black and white film noir cityscape, wearing blonde wigs, shades and trench coats. God, I'm bad at reading. She's drummed Lazo Bonita as a guitar cha-cha. This is my striptease right here, she announced. This is as X-rated as I'm going to get tonight. Then she peeled off one glove, a homage to Rita Hayworth in Gilda and Natalie Wood in Gypsy. One of the night's big musical surprises, American Life, which holds up remarkably well, as she vented her eccentric political rage. The strongest songs from MadameX came alive in this setting, especially Extreme Occident, Crave, and Crazy. What she dropped into, oh God, I don't think I can do this. It's already taken me too long and I'm only halfway through. I think I'm just going to have to stick to headlines and just have a little bit of a look through them and start this again.